Hey, what's going on? It's your girl, Miss Straight Talk, No Sugar Added, and we are continuing the 16 video series on Who's Your Baggage, releasing the dead weight. I'm talking about releasing the dead weight of anger, releasing the dead weight of grudges, releasing the dead weight of procrastination, shame, stress. I call them bricks because just imagine carrying those bricks around every day and how heavy it would be and how slow your momentum would be. But today we're talking about blame. Don't act like you haven't done it. We blame for some little things and we blame for some big things. So let's jump right into this because I want to keep your attention, keep your attention. So we all know blame is not taking responsibility. Now, let me be clear. There are instances where someone clearly does something that is egregious or did or didn't do something, and you have the right to blame them, but you don't have the right to hold on to that as a measure of control or whatever. And so blame is defined as finding fault or not holding responsibility. And so you're going to get upset, but the simple solution to blame is to accept responsibility. Now I know you saying, "Girl, Miss Straight Talk, what are you talking about?" Because that is not straight talk to me. What do you mean accept responsibility? Here's what I mean. Let me point out a couple of things here. Accept that people are going to be who they are and act how they act. Accept that whatever happened will not change the past. It has already happened. It is a done deal. The lid is on there. It's floating down the river. Let it go. Accept the things that you can change and do away with the things that you cannot. That is going to take some self awareness. That's going to take sitting still for a moment and focusing on that particular situation and saying, hey, okay, I know that my parents did this or my parents weren't there for me when I was young, but that was then. I can't control that. I'll give you a personal example. I'll be transparent. I found out that I was adopted at 26. So I had gone pretty much half of my life not knowing that I was adopted. And, at first I was really angry. I was angry at my birth parents for giving me up. And then I was angry at my adoptive parents for waiting so long to tell me. And then and I held on to that. So I just got through talking about anger. And then I kind of was like, I sat in that for a minute and I had to come to the realization I was put up for adoption. I had to accept, just like I'm telling you, I had to accept that my birth parents made the best decision that they could make at that time in their lives. They were teenagers. So that was the best decision for all of us. So I could have spent the next 25 years being angry and blaming them for the things that were happening in my life or didn't happen in my life. But I had to have some kind of self-evaluation and say, hey, they did what they could, and then I ended up in a great home. So why am I mad? So find ways to accept the things that you cannot change and work on the things that you can. See, we tend to assign blame to our problems and unhealthy decisions on our childhood or our parents, our teachers, our siblings. When we hold on to blame, we blame it everybody for the behavior that we're doing. So if when people get out here and they commit crimes or they use substance abuse as a way to cope, or they're just very mean to other people. They use what happened in their life as an excuse for the behavior that they're acting out today. And that what's happening today has nothing to do with what happened 5, 10, 20 years ago. So what I'm saying is look at the situation and say, hey, this is what it was. This is where I am. How do I mature in this situation and move on in our life? Because blame outsources the solution and any responsibility. So when I say outsource, you mean that if I'm holding on to blame, that means, hey, it's up to somebody else to make me feel better. Hey, it's up to somebody else to, take responsibility for this so that I can feel great about this and get into my happy place. No, it's nobody else's responsibility to make you feel great and to have you to live your best life, but you. So I'm not taking away and minimizing any experience that has happened. I don't know what experiences you have been through. I don't know what blame you're casting on other people as a result of those experiences. But what I am suggesting, we're talking about today, releasing the dead weight. because those things hold us down. It may not be like physically having you hunched over, but it's holding you back and holding you down from having great relationships. Some people, it's hard for them to hold on to jobs. Some people find other vices as a way that they think that they're coping with their situation, because they're blaming, it's my mother's fault that I'm this way. It's my grandmother's fault. It's my siblings' fault. It's my husband's fault. It's my wife's fault. Like, it's always somebody else's fault. And one thing I want to add with this particular conversation is, it's always hard for us to look in the mirror and say, what part of this situation did I contribute to? Now, if you were 5 years old, 6 years old, something happened to you, you were a child, you were a minor, you can't help the things that have happened to you. But I would suggest look at the situations that you feel are holding you back and where you're casting blame, and as we spoke about previously, anger. What contribution did I make, or what contribution should I have made? Either way, whatever those answers are, figure out now, how do I move on from there? How do I grow from there? How do I keep myself healthy from here? Because all of that contributes to our health. And I'll say this repeatedly throughout these videos. Though that type of baggage can contribute, to our bad health. And look, blame, it is often used to divert attention from ourselves and hands control over our life to something or someone else. So you're waiting on somebody else to move in order for you to move. When I move, you move. Just like, man, no. You make the decision. You decide that you want to live better. You decide that you want to have the freedom and the liberty. You decide that whatever dreams you have, you're going to fulfill those things. So, my whole thing is, don't hold on to those things, because the question I will ask is, and I will always ask is, how is this serving me? How is this serving me? Am I miserable all the time? Are people not wanting to be around me? Have I lost friends? Have I lost great relationships? Do my kids not like me? Because, sometimes it's that kind of situation going on. Because blame and anger, and I'm going to be talking about grudges soon, makes us real ornery and very curmudgeon-y, and it makes us difficult to get along with, and people don't want to be around you. So if you blame yourself or others for your circumstances, you are resisting reality. You are resisting the reality that, hey, this may not ever come. The apology may not ever come. The words may not ever come. What you're expecting may not ever come. So what I want you to do is, do you desire to release that weight and throw that off your shoulder, over your back, and stand straight up and be firm and be energized and be full of life and vigor and move on with the plans that you have for your life, then I suggest that you let those things go. Because as long as you hold on to them, they're just a seed that's going to keep suppressing you. So I hope that you found some good nuggets out of this video. Be sure to like, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. You can find me on the social media networks at Miss Straight Talk, and at Miss Straight Talk, no sugar added. And my website is bestraightUp.com. And I would love for you to share this video with at least 10 people that you know. Share this series, because I want to be able to have this conversation. I want people to wake up in a new day, a new month, a new year, and feel invigorated. So catch me on the next one. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you again. So take care. Bye-bye.